Thank you to our studio audience for joining us today on Delmarva Life. And you know what? We need you here. If you'd like to find out how you can become a member of our studio audience, all you have to do is go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. And hey, Mom, Dad, bring the kids. If they're 10 and older, they'd love the show because we have fun with it. And we take them on the tour of the Newsplex as well. Now, if you don't have access to the web, there's a phone number right there you can call. It's 443-880-9116. You may not realize, but you can turn right to your own local pet store for help when it comes to animals, especially when it comes to making that hard decision of having to give up a pet. Well, Delmarva Life's Brian Spiros is at the Wildside Exotic Pet Store in Dover this afternoon. You got a friend there, Brian?
I do have a friend. She's a lovebird. We're getting along wonderfully. So listen, Jimmy, there are two types of people out there. Some people who basically want a pet, and unfortunately there are people who want to get rid of a pet. We're going to give you a lot of good information today in both types of situations. I first want to introduce you to Suzanne Cawley, who is the co-owner. Basically, you guys have become a pet rescue of sorts. You know, a lot of people, when they want to get rid of an animal, they'll take it to the Humane Society or the SPCA, but they can actually bring it to you guys here. Explain to me.
We do a lot with rescues, exotics, reptiles, kittens. A lot of people don't realize what they're getting into, and then they're kind of over their head. So we will allow them to bring them in. We work with them, find them homes for them. We work with a lot of kittens. SPCAs are really full right now. So a lot of them come in, they need help, they're unhealthy.
Right.
We give shots. We really try and help them out, especially the reptiles and this little crazy kitten.
Yes, it is a crazy kitten, but aren't they all? So speaking of helping them health-wise, we're going to go over here, we're going to talk to Richmond, who's also a co-owner. You have these two guys here. Explain to me the situation. These one of them came in and you had to nurse them back to health.
Yeah. All right, well, we got Bruce Lee here. He's a full-size adult bearded dragon. And we got Danny DeVito here.
I love the name.
Who's actually full size. He should be the same size as Bruce Lee, but because of his metabolic bone disease that he has, he'll never get any bigger.
And the basic reason for that is that the person who had him before did not take care of him properly.
Yeah, what causes that is, well, he didn't have the proper lighting, which is UVB 10.0, and he didn't have calcium on any of his food. And as babies, they need a lot of that.
So it just goes to show, you get these kind of animals, you'd have to take care of them properly,
yes.
And unfortunately you're seeing people then bring them in and you have to nurse them back to health.
Yeah, whether it's these guys or even snakes. I mean,
right.
They bring them in and I end up taking care of them.
So people have to take care of them. So I want to go back to you, Suzanne, real quick. You also have an animal consignment. You know, a lot of people out there have an unexpected litter of puppies or kittens. You guys can help with that. Explain.
Yeah, we also will take in, if they have extra kittens or puppies, we'll try and find them homes. They bring them in. Again, we get them their shots, make sure they're healthy. We find them good homes. We really encourage them to spay or neuter. We encourage our customers to spay or neuter. As cute as they are, the sad truth is it's overpopulated.
Exactly. So the people can definitely bring them here, and who would have thought the local pet store would be a resource for something like that. Back to you, Richmond. The other thing we want to talk about is grooming. The reptiles, you have these guys here, the iguana, they all need to be groomed, and people may not realize that. Explain what you would need to do on these.
It's not really much, but like, for example, the iguana, she's a perfect example. You see how long her nails are?
Right.
When you're trying to handle her, I mean, you can see it on my hands where she's got me pretty good. Just a nail file or nail clippers, and you can, take care of that for them. That way you're not getting a lot scratched out of you.
And then what about birds as well?
With the birds, it's actually, not a lot of people know about it, but when you got perch covers that you slide on your perches, they'll rub their beaks and they'll rub their claws on it. And then you got things like these for your bigger birds, and they'll do the same thing. And it actually files down their nails and it keeps their beaks in check.
So people should definitely have stuff like that in the cage, and it will help, because the beaks, the nails, and the wings have to be groomed or clipped.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. And the wings you can clip about once a month, and that's just to keep your bird from flying away from you.
All right, so a lot of good information there. So basically, Suzanne, I mean, you guys deal with the pets all the time. People just need to know what they're getting themselves into, and if they don't want an animal anymore, especially an exotic one, they could bring it into you and just instead of letting it go.
Yeah, definitely don't let it loose. We will take them. We'll be more than happy to find them homes or find another rescue that is able to take them.
Exactly.
Because they just can't make it on their own, once they've been pets.
You got that right. All right, you guys are a tremendous resource to the community. Thank you guys very much. And of course, the animals were all well behaved, especially little Danny DeVito there. And my lovebird was also very well behaved, although she's biting on my ear. Jimmy, I may actually bring her back to the studio with me, and maybe I'll bring Danny DeVito back too. Who knows? We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
I think you have definitely developed a relationship there, Brian.
I have.
Like that, like that. Well, up next on Delmarva Life, many people who are getting older on Delmarva just really don't want to burden the family if they need a little help doing something. Well, there is another option that you might want to consider. And a little bit later, it is so hot outside, you might not want a heavy meal that's going to weigh you down. So we're in the kitchen with the perfect alternative. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.